Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Multimedia Madness podcast. It's Davis and Jayden as usual. Today we are talking about a couple more gaming stuff that Jayden wants to talk about, as he normally does in his gaming corner.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit of stuff going on in this freaking ridiculous raid of Area 51, because apparently there's so much stuff going on with that, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll get into that a little bit. And I found out a little bit about the new Batwoman series that's coming out to the CW. That's still going to be part of the Arrowverse, so that's going to be really good, hopefully. But yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's
Let's do
go.
it. Okay, so the first topic we have to talk about, this loops back to our other topic before. We all know who Belle Delphine is. We all know what kind of character she is. And I'm not surprised that this happened, but I'm surprised that people are still dumb enough to buy this shit. Uh, Someone bought Belle Delphine's bathwater. It was sold out of her 10,000 okay, so tubs. So that leads me to believe that there were more than one of these things. So I'm selling bathwater one last time. If you're extra thirsty, you can also get a custom video of me bathing in that tub that I sent. This article just gets fucking nuts. So basically, she just sat in this tub right here, in this plastic tub, and was just like, yeah, this is my bathwater. You guys can get it. So yeah, everyone's picking this up. It's $10,000 full of her
Oh,
bathwater.
what a deal! Instead of spending $30 a jar to fill up your own bathwater, you can spend 10 grand and have one shipped right to you.
Who the fuck buys this shit? Okay, let's make this clear. If you buy this shit, you're a freaking idiot. You're a freaking idiot.
Yep,
Like,
that's fair enough. If
sorry,
yep.
that's not angry enough. You're a fucking idiot. Legit. No. Why are you spending $10,000 on some girl's bathwater?
You're gonna get a disease.
You're gonna get a
Ugh.
disease. You're gonna get sick. And guess what, sickos? You're gonna find your girlfriend who is just as sick, and it's just like, hey, I made some bathwater soup for you, honey. Like you're fucked up, and you're gonna find someone just as fucked up for you. So why are you spending $10,000? You know what $10,000 could do? You can
Pay
send
for
that
my tuition.
pay for tuition. You can go to college. You can learn why spending money on bathwater isn't good. You can buy a
Do
gaming
you,
computer.
do
That's
you know what?
good.
Do you know what that is? That's probably people that are have the money because their parents have the money.
Oh yeah.
So they don't have any responsibilities, and all they do is watch videos all day and Instagram and everything like that.
And
And
jerk
they're
their ding
like,
dongs. Just
yeah,
fucking like they don't bring a black light into those people's rooms. Like you're gonna get scarred. You're scarred for life.
as Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy said, but it would look like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yep, there you go. Very well put, but yeah, it's absolutely true. I don't trust those people at all. Like, I'm sorry. I've already seen my fair share enough of fucking weird ass people that are like really sketchy. I don't want to I don't want to shake hands. I don't want to be in eyesight of the people that bought this $10,000. I barely want to touch the hands of people who bought the $30 jar.
Yeah.
Like, this is so fucked up and stupid. Like, sure, you buy this person's shirt, that's fine. That's a shirt.
Yeah,
That's
people do merch like that all the time.
merch is fine. This is not merch. This is disgusting. And like, it's a smart move by Belle Delphine, because guess what? She made hundreds of thousands of dollars off her bathwater because people are just that dumb. So she's playing the market. So I can't really blame Belle Delphine that much, except for the fact that she's selling her bathwater. But I can praise her on the fact that, congratulations, you played the market super well. Like, give round of applause.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, you did it. You outsmarted the idiots, which is not hard to do. But you fucking stole money from them,
Well,
basically.
yeah, exactly. It's a really gross reason, but she's making a bunch of money off of it. So I wonder what her taxes are going to be like.
Through the roof.
Going to, no, like going to the taxes, claiming people bought my bathwater.
Yeah.
U.S. government. What the actual fuck?
And then they see the number $184,000. Tax evasion. That's how we're doing it. This is tax evasion. that she's gonna get the shit taxed out of her. But yeah, that was an interesting topic that I found. The picture of her fucking disgusts me. I'm just gonna move on with this. So anyway, so I was going through Twitter, as I usually do, because I've started getting into Twitter a lot more, and I found this tweet, this amazing tweet. PlayStation sent out a tweet that said NBA 2019 was the most downloaded PS4 game of June 2019. Congrats, NBA 2K. Full charts here, and it shows a picture of NBA 2K19. And the charts we'll get into a little bit later, but let's read some of the comments on this tweet. Somebody says, PlayStation had the most hacked accounts of June. Congratulations. There have been many GIFs and images that says, I only have $3. The trashiest game ever. It has some of the most horrible reviews. How is Crash Team Racing not number one? What do you expect? It was on sale for 95%. There were shit game. I have $3. Never been a more perfect use for that meme. $3. Yeah, so it comes down to the fact that NBA 2K19 was not a good game, and it's getting even worse now because apparently they started rolling ads in it, like unskippable ads or some shit like that.
In a game,
in a video game, like something you paid $60 for in America, $80 in Canada, and you have to watch ads.
Yeah,
because apparently EA is like, I can make even more money off of my video game I didn't even work on. That's even shittier than I thought it would be. Oh yes, this is perfect. Like, fuck you, EA, fuck you. Like, legit. Why are you rolling ads? Why are you proud of the fact that NBA was the most downloaded game because it was $3? If it was the most downloaded game and it was at $60 still, sure.
And it was a good game?
It was a good game. You could be proud of it. But if you were scamming people, no, not cool. So I just thought that was hilarious. The good guys over at EA,
guys?
Yeah, the good guys. I say that very sarcastically. Was a 10 out of 10. Would definitely be happy for that. But let's look at some of the other games that were on the list. So I'm just gonna list these off. NBA was top. Spider-Man was second. Grand Theft Auto was third. Minecraft was fourth. Crash Team Racing was fifth, and then so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
I can't wait to get into this Spider-Man game.
It would be fun.
I still haven't played it yet.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it for sure.
I know.
But God of War down at the bottom. Rainbow Six Siege, Detroit Become Human, DayZ, Days Gone, Minecraft, Crash Team Racing, Grand Theft Auto, Spider-Man. None of these games are awful by the means of what they are compared to what NBA is. I'm sorry, but NBA is trash from what I've heard.
Yeah, I wonder what made it so shitty, because I guess like every iteration of hockey games, NBA games, football games, whatever they be, they change stuff slightly and they change like the mechanics a little bit here and there or whatever. Like, yeah. I wonder, did they like go all the way back to like the 1990s version? Like, I wonder what people are hating about it to make it that bad. Like,
well, apparently from one of the tweets, it said server issues were a huge thing, which for a multiplayer game, you have to have solid servers, when you go off, when you release your game for the first time, because EA should know this by now. Star Wars Battlefront 2 did not have a stable launch. It was lagging beyond belief from what people have been saying. Battlefield games, 3 of them were just unplayable at launch until the servers got fixed. So it's amazing to see a company that's done so well before keep fucking up. Well, not done so well before. They just keep fucking up.
Well, like, I do remember back in the early 2000s, 90s, early 2000s, maybe up to even 2010, EA was really popular with sports games because it was the iconic EA Sports. It's in the game. Like, people liked that. That was such a good thing, and now they hit that peak there, and now it's just like, and
they're dive bombing. And that actually leads me into the next article that I found. So there was a Reddit post of someone who made a video on this. EA stock plummets, loses $3.6 billion in value with Anthem, Battlefield 5, and Apex Legends struggling. Which is very true, because a lot of these games were just shit. I didn't really hear much about Battlefield 5. It just flopped for I don't know what reason, but it just flopped. Anthem flopped for obvious reasons of grinding, repetitive garbage, lack of direction, just a giant mess on launch, like a bunch of this shit. Even though Anthem was a really cool game and a really cool concept, it just failed on launch. And Apex Legends, really awesome game, really really awesome core mechanics, but they left it for like 3 months. And all they
Yeah.
said was, see ya, we're just going to take the money and we're just going to run. We're not going to bother updating this game. We're not going to add new content. We're not going to keep updating the game, making it fresh or whatever. But here, have this battle pass where you can buy these skins and these rewards, which some of these rewards are fucking dumb because they're actually season win counters. Why do I have to pay for season win counters? Well, I don't. It's just the only rewards I get for the battle pass that actually mean anything. Because once you get to like level 50 of the battle pass, unless you bought it, you don't get anything.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And it was such a bad thing. And I'm like, I love Apex Legends. I 100%ed all the achievements in that game. And after that, I said, fuck it. I'm not going to play this anymore. I don't agree. Like, I don't like this game anymore. It's a fun game. It's got some really core mechanics that should be implemented in other games. Like, it was innovative. It was awesome. It was creative. But it just fucked up so badly. I just can't understand it. I just don't know how they fucked up this bad. And they're paying the price for it. $3.6 billion gone down. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a lot of these comments are surprisingly true. Sadly, all this will turn out in EA shutting down hardworking studios that has nothing to do with EA's shitty business practices so that they can keep things running as it is. Sucks for the guys at Respawn. There's one guy who said, everyone is so sad for the developer, but they chose to work with EA, which means they made poor decisions too. But the same guy responded, if I had to choose between going bankrupt and joining EA, I'd join EA so I can put dinner on my table. So everyone's like, oh, it's this company's fault. It's like, no, it's all EA's fault. Because EA, I feel like this is what the situation is. I'm not 100% sure. This is what they do. They see a company with either a really good track record, so they want to buy it, squeeze out all the money they can from it, and then throw it to the side, or they find a struggling company that they think they can make a profit out of, and then they end up crushing their dreams anyways. They make them cling onto EA.
Yeah.
So, that's about it. That's about all I want to say about EA. They're still the shittiest gaming platform or gamers on the planet. So, yeah, that's about that. Do you have anything to say about that before we move on to the next piece of EA garbage? Dude, there's a few.
EA garbage. I don't know. Like I said, the only thing I really remember about EA is like I just said, that catchphrase, and
It's in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun back in then, but
Back in Nom.
but because I don't follow much about developers or anything like that in general, so I like if it's a good game, then it's a good game. Like, I don't care about what company makes it. For me personally, I don't follow any of that shit. So, yeah, just make a good game.
Just make a good game.
Yeah.
Don't fucking be dumb about it. So,
Don't.
Just don't fuck up. It's so easy. Just don't fuck up. But, that never happens. That never happens. So, the next thing that I found on this website that is, wow, really just bumping out all of the stops for Google Stadia. So, I don't know do you know the game No Man's Sky?
I've heard of it, yes.
It's one of the biggest flops, letdowns, piece of shit games ever developed. When everyone thinks of like a game that has false promises, they typically point to No Man's Sky. So the lead of No Man's Sky, Sean Murray, explains why it's best for Anthem and Fallout 76's developers to stay silent after launch. Because basically what this article is explaining is they're going to get huge backlash. It's best to take it and not engage with it, because you're basically just going to be wasting your time. There's no words that can basically say, yeah, this was our intention, this is how it came out, but because of these intentions, we should be good. No, you fucked up, you deserve to be criticized. So that's what this is basically saying. One of the key things that Sean Murray says, "We went about 2 years without talking to press at all," says Murray. "And we went about 3 months without saying anything to the community either. That was really hard. I sat down so many times and wrote the perfect blog post that was going to explain everything about the game's development and the roadmap going ahead, but I could see that it didn't hold credibility with regards to where we were at."
Mm-hmm.
Which is so true, because if you release a shit game, you basically lose all credibility. Like, if you release a shit game and nobody knows about it, you're not going to lose much credibility. But if you make if you promise this elite, top tier, like, this should be $1,000 experience, but you're getting it for $60, and you get a piece of shit game that basically indie devs could have made within the same amount of time, but add way more content, or like a high-res studio could have made so much better. Mm-hmm. You just don't deserve to have any sort of credibility whatsoever. You have to slowly earn that back over time, and that could take months and years and all this shit. You need to earn all of these players' trust back.
That's why it's the same idea with like actors in movies, or a new coming like production companies.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes they'll be like, this is going to be such an amazing movie, there's a good thing, and then it just ends up being terrible, so it ends up ruining this production company or this actor's career, because it's like there's been a couple times like I wish I had a couple of examples, but I can think of them in the back of my head, but I just can't remember right now. But there's been things exactly like that. They're like, this is going to be such a good thing, there's so much hype around it, and then it's shit, and then people are like, well, fuck you then. Like, I'm not, like, why would I follow it?
I remember having a Twitter conversation once. Not a Twitter conversation, it was a Twitter argument with some guy who is basically saying, like, people in the gaming industry are getting death threats, that's fucked up. And basically what I was trying to say was, yes, it's fucked up, but the criticism behind those death threats can be legitimate. Like, they just don't understand that death threats are not the way to go. They just think that's going to be the easiest way to impact on somebody. Because apparently these developers aren't listening at first, so why are they going to be listening now, other than something that's going to leave like a giant impact? You could have the biggest idea ever and the greatest idea ever, and you could fix this game with this single thought, but developers are like, you're nobody, so shoot, I don't want your idea. So that's what I was trying to excuse, but he basically pointed to me and said, no, you were probably the kind of guy that says she was wearing this type of clothes, she deserved to be raped, kind of thing. It's like, no, what I'm saying is, if you promise, because you guys are delivering a product, if the product is not up to par with what the community and your sellers are trying to reach, then then you kind of deserve all of the criticism in the world. You don't deserve death threats, and that's what I'm trying to say. But he just kept pointing at me and saying, no, you think, like...
The reason behind it makes sense, is reasonable, but going to that extreme is
not
too far.
Nobody should be attacked. Nobody should be, like, hurt or feel, like, unsafe in the way that you feel like your life or your family's life is in danger. You do, however, deserve to be put on blast on the internet by saying things like, yeah, this game was not what we wanted. This game was not what they intended it to be. This game was not
total
what they
bullshit.
Promised it. Yeah, you're allowed to have all that criticism thrown at you just because of that. Because if you say, like, yeah, this video game is going to be the best pirate video game ever, like Sea of Thieves, and then you drop this game that's like, yeah, the first hour is fun, but then you realize afterwards it's repetitive garbage. And I enjoy Sea of Thieves. Everyone has their own niche thing that's like everyone thinks is shit, but people still enjoy. I still enjoy Sea of Thieves. I still play it with my buddies from time to time. I like being a pirate, but it's not the game that I was promised. I was promised like a game where I could be in constant war with different pirate ships. Like, I was imagining like 3 or 4 pirate ships coming together, and like you have to decide to run or to fight. You have to decide who you're going to target first. And like what we were given was just like, cool, this is sailing simulator. Sail to this island, find this spot, use your shovel. If there's skeletons, which are the only legitimate enemy in the game, kill them, pick up the treasure, take it back to the outpost, sell it to someone, you're done. Or go find an animal, sell it to someone, you're done. Or go find an item, sell it to someone, you're done. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
repetitive. That's all you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can go exploring and shit like that, but what's the point? There's no reason to explore. You can stock up on items, but as soon as you leave the game, all of those items are gone.
If you're gonna explore, you would play like Skyrim or Oblivion, like something like that. Like
Skyrim, Grand Theft
yeah,
Auto. Well, not necessarily Grand Theft Auto, but
like Fallout or
Borderlands.
an actual, or yeah,
Not any of these games that are like, yeah, we promise all of this amazing like exploration and stuff, but we're not gonna give it to you. We're just gonna hide that shit underneath layers and layers and layers of garbage. That's like the problem with developers. They're like, this idea seems cool, but unfortunately it just doesn't pan out. Like every trailing mission in every game ever, most trailing missions are not fun. Like where you just have to follow a guy and just wait until something happens.
like Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed is the biggest example. There was a mission in Grand Theft Auto. There were a few missions in Grand Theft Auto. I was just sitting there just like, I don't even want to play this game anymore.
Yeah, the slow gameplay of like waiting for something and then hiding and
Yeah, exactly. What's the point? But yeah, that's what we got to say about that. So, unfortunately, EA is getting put on blast right now. Let's hope that EA, the company itself, like either is learning from these mistakes or they get shut down. Because honestly, at this point, it's time to stop all of this bullshit. It's time to stop with the surprise mechanics. It's time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, it's time to stop with like the loot boxes, the fucking terrible, terrible games that they put out that are repetitive and garbage. It's time to stop all of these shady practices. It's time to stop taking these awesome indie devs and crushing them, taking out all the money that you can, and then throwing them off to the wayside without jobs. That's not okay. And I'm like, if EA shuts down, I just hope to God all of the fucking companies that are underneath them can at least survive or make it back. Let's hope that someone like Microsoft picks them up and says, hey, yeah, we know you guys are talented indie dev teams, so let's put you guys on our new indie games. Or PlayStation is just like, hey, we have a bunch of new hit sellers. Hey, BioWare, let's make you focus on our exclusives. Or Nintendo, it's like, hey, you guys make really fun gameplay mechanics. You guys are going to come work with us on the new Mario and the new Zelda and the new Metroid. And like, let's just hope these like
people still have their jobs and like their inspirations doesn't die because freaking like EA fucking
there are so many bad companies out there. EA is definitely the worst. With like, I know Riot Games is like not far behind them with all of the sexism and all of the terrible business practices and all of the terrible conditioning at their offices. So let's hope things get better for the gaming devs out there, because they put in a lot of hard work. And I know some people that are going into the gaming world, into the game development world. So let's just hope that it gets better for them. And honestly, I want to step up and I want to say, okay, cool. Let's make a game development company. We're just going to have like the best office ever. Like, I've had daydreams about this. This is why I want to switch to business and actually like become an entrepreneur on this stuff and just be like, hey, let's do this. Let's make an awesome business and branch out and be awesome. So anyways, enough about that. So let's move on to the next. This isn't EA specifically, but it is an EA game. Apex Legends matchmaking is changing to make cheaters play against each other. So, you know those guys that have infinite health, all the best guns, that get to the ground before you, infinite speed boosts and shit like that?
Yeah, okay.
So if you find those cheaters and you report them and it shows that they are actually cheating, they will be put into a matchmaking queue unknowingly with other players of that caliber. So all those annoying players will have to play against themselves and see how annoying it is. So you're fighting fire with fire, basically.
That's hilarious.
You're fighting fire by like keeping it in on itself and letting it just explode until they realize, okay, no, and then it sizzles out. And that's an amazing move. And that's so awesome, because I'm tired of getting into games and stuff. Not that I get into too many games with cheaters, but I'm tired of seeing people like just get into matches where they're like 17-0, they have all of this epic loot, and some cheater comes by and fucking hits them on the back of the head and they die instantly. and then they just speed off into the distance. Like,
Yeah.
where's the fun in that?
Exactly the difference between someone with skill that's actually good and
Yeah.
at the game compared to someone that just puts in a code and just fucking fucks off.
Just goes off. So
Yeah.
let's hope to God something happens with that. So
That would be hilarious. I think I would watch just to hear like the no, why are you doing like the rage facing of people like that are trying that don't realize that they're playing against other people that are just as annoying as themselves, like trolling a troll. Like
that's what someone said. Apparently, as other players pointed out within the comments, watching a bunch of cheaters playing against one another would be quite the spectacle. That would be fucking hilarious. I would love to see that. I don't hate cheaters because they cheat. I just hate people because they hate cheaters because they're ruining everyone else's time. Cheat in a solo game, like play Dark Souls and gain invincibility by cheating. Fine. I don't care. It becomes a problem when it's like bragging or like assuming that you're better than someone because you have these cheats. Like I showed Davis a little bit earlier, someone by the name of Todd Rogers who was exposed for cheating on old Activision games and had world records revoked and all of his scores like banned from this website and stuff like that because he was a cheater. He played a game called Dragster where the highest possible time that you could get as a human was 5.57. I think it was by bot too. So the fact that he got 5.51 was totally unlegitimate. Or a game where he was like 300, the high score before him, the second place highest score other than him was 300,000 points, yet somehow he got 15 million. That's not okay because you're taking world record, you're taking money, you're taking something that they deserve.
The effort.
Yeah, the effort, the time, the patience, the skill away from this person by saying, yeah, I'm better than you. Yeah, I was able to do it. I can't show you, unfortunately, without my secret weapon, aka my computer. But yeah, I can't do it. But you know what?
It's a one-time thing.
Yep. People who cheat in video games for speedrunning, for getting achievements, and like all of that stuff. Fuck you guys. Seriously, fuck off. I don't care if you go make your own fucking multiplayer server and you just troll your friends in it. Then you'll have no friends. I don't fucking care.
That's just fucking around.
If you fuck around with your friends, totally fine. You fuck around with other people, it's an issue. And even with your friends, if your friends don't want to cheat and it's an issue, then hopefully they leave your ass. Because, like, honestly, you're kind of the people that just don't deserve to be playing with anyone because you're like the kid, like everyone's like playing kickball or something, and you're the kid that holds onto the ball and runs it around in circles because you got out and you just want to kick again, even though it's not your turn. No, you play fairly or you don't play at all. So don't cheat, or I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. If you fuck around,
you're gonna find every single person.
This is why I play solo games. I hate multiplayer games for the fact that there's cheating and the fact that it's like multiplayer. I enjoy playing the game by myself and letting my own skill, show for itself. I play Wizard of Legend. I'm gonna play like Hat in Time. I'm gonna play like What Remains of Edith Finch. I love those kinds of games compared to multiplayer games around skill. Even though back in the day I used to be a huge League of Legends fan, I play Hearthstone a lot, but that's because no one's trying to fuck around with me. You can't cheat in Hearthstone. You can't.
I'm sure you could. You probably could like download decks and stuff like that.
You can download decks.
Yeah.
That's
no, I mean no, but download them like torrent decks without paying for them, or find a code to pick out the best combination or something like that without having to actually do anything.
Yeah,
there's probably a way.
There's probably a way,
but it's not. Yeah,
it's very hard to do, and it's probably not ever gonna happen because Blizzard is really, really good on that. And downloading decks is not the worst thing in the world because it's like, cool, you have these cards like a bunch of other people do. So, but like try cheating in Hearthstone, it's not gonna work. The only way you can cheat is by legitimately cheating, because there's a mechanic basically you can reduce the cost of your cards, and it's referred to in the game as cheating out cards or cheating out mana or something by playing something for free or a little bit less cost. That's cheating. That kind of cheating is okay. The kind
Okay.
of cheating where you're like, oh yeah, I have this 10 mana card and I only have 1 mana, but I'm gonna play it right now, even though I didn't discount it or anything. Yeah, that's fine. That's not okay. Going into a multiplayer game and getting only headshots,
Yeah.
when
Oh my God.
that's annoying. That's stupid.
Yep.
Don't
Aimbotting and that shit. Yeah.
aimbotting, speed hacks, any of that shit. Don't do it. Don't be a dick. Let's move on to something a little bit more nicer, shall we?
Alrighty then.
It involves Fortnite though.
Try to floss.
Trying to floss and trying to do like the Dark Souls dance. But anyways, so this kid, I actually don't know the name of him, but well, let's check out through the article. A young Fortnite player who says his dad has stage 4 rectal cancer is currently working as hard as he can to raise funds for his treatment. He's making money the best way he knows by live streaming on Twitch. ZYL TV. So it doesn't, apparently everyone, it requires streamers to be 13 years or older. Nobody knows how old he is. But he was able to raise enough money, it seems. I can't even, for the streamer, truly speak, you guys changed mine and my dad's life forever. Yeah, so he,
Wow.
yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, like legit, he got all of this money to pay for his dad's cancer treatment. So let's give him a round of applause.
Oh, here, I'll do it on my mic so you can hear it, dude.
Fucking, this kid's amazing, dude. I want
that's
to
awesome.
meet this kid. Like,
Yeah.
who knew like that could even happen? Well, okay, everyone knew it could happen, but nobody would actually expect it to happen.
Yeah, especially like this day and age, that's a good way of doing it, I guess. Like with so many like Kickstarter and GoFundMe's and stuff like that. But instead of just going to a thing like that, try to do it that way, like doing it in a way that's still somewhat entertaining of people watching a game, which people do all the time anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it gives, instead of people that are just gaming, like it gives a reason for someone to want to donate money instead of just watching someone play a video game, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like it's not just to make this kid's like dream of becoming a streamer, so that his dad can live.
Yeah.
And his dad can get the treatment that he needs. So like I'm sad I didn't get to donate, but you know what? If I could, I would probably donate like fucking $50. I would just be like, hey, I know like you're raising money for your dad and that's amazing and I wanted to show my support. Like I don't watch your streams or anything. I don't play Fortnite, but I just heard about the amazing work that you're doing and I wanted to support you and your father. Hope everything goes well. I would love to do that. I would love to give it to him in person and say like, you're the kind of kid that I wish I was.
Well, considering like what you're wearing right now is your extra life, like it shows that you like to support like people and stuff like that, especially like through like gaming and stuff like that. So
yeah, exactly. And speaking of extra life, I'll do it next year for sure because that was an amazing thing, and I totally want to do it again. But this time I'm going to be even more prepped for it, and I'm excited to get into it. But like, it's gonna be amazing, and that kid is amazing. So I just wanted to bring that to light a little bit because I was going around, but yeah, that's about enough of that. I'm gonna start crying soon. So let's move on to even more good news. So the Nintendo Switch was controversial console a little bit, but overall I think it's done really well so far. They created a new model called the Nintendo Switch Lite. So for those of you who don't know what a Nintendo Switch is, it's this console that you can put on a dock and then play it on your TV with a controller, or you can put the Joy-Cons on the side, which are what the controllers are called, but the Joy-Cons on the side, take it off of the dock, and then you basically have a 3DS, or like a mobile game, basically like a phone. So they decided to make a new one where you can't detach the Joy-Cons, or you can't put it on a dock. It's just like a phone. It's a solid piece of technology that plays Nintendo Switch games, and it's way cheaper. It's called Nintendo Lite, and we'll take a look at it right now. So Nintendo Lite was fully revealed. Let me see if I can actually find a picture of it. So this is kind of what it looks like. It looks, it's got like 3 different colors. It's got yellow, it's got gray, it's got blue, which is amazing. It actually has a D-pad, which is something that fans have always wanted. It's a little bit smaller than the regular Nintendo Switch, and it runs at 720p, from what I've heard so far. But
That's not bad.
it's I'm
It's not
excited.
amazing, but
It's
yeah,
not, yeah, but
it'd be perfect for like sitting on the bus going somewhere. You have a 45-minute long bus ride.
mhm,
So why use data on your phone? Just fucking
yeah,
play
pop
play
in
some
Zelda,
yeah some Zelda like
pop in Mario, pop in some Golf It. Like,
yeah.
it's amazing.
I could
This
see like what's the price point on it?
I believe it's about $200, something like that. I think that's American though.
What now? Just out of curiosity, what did the PSP Go sell for
The
back when
PSP
it came
Go.
out? Yeah,
Um,
I think that's what it was called. It was like the PSP because the PSP was like this big, and then there was a smaller one that was like phone size that like it definitely didn't do that well. And I remember like because Sony first like had that big, not first because Game Boy's been around forever,
mhm,
but they had that revolution with the PSP and people really liked it. Like I
mhm.
I still have mine,
I wish I
but
had one.
um but and that's where it got repopularized, playing full games and everything like that, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I wonder, but I remember the Go didn't do that well. So like, and Nintendo is really good for doing like a lot of people like playing like that'd be a good way of fusing Pokemon Go Eevee and Pokemon Go Pikachu
Mhm.
with Pokemon Go on your phone. If you could do both of them like at the same time or
Mhm.
something,
You
that'd be a good way of
you can transfer Pokemon Go Pokemon into Pokemon Let's Go, I'm pretty sure, but you can't switch it. You can't do it the other way.
yeah,
So,
which makes sense because Pokemon Go is made to actually get you outside walking, so
yeah,
I could see
exactly.
it.
But yeah, that was just something cool. I'm not sure about the prices. The PSP Go apparently was around like $250. Nintendo Switch Lite will be released on September 20th. Um,
Oh no, not that far away.
yeah, so it's getting close. And $200. Yep, I was right. So it is 200. So get hyped.
What? So I'm guessing you have to buy the games like on your Switch and then like transfer it onto this. Like, how do you? Does it have like a Play Store like an Android phone? Like, how do you download these games? Because it's obviously not discs or anything.
It's not discs, but it is cartridges, so it does use the
Oh,
Nintendo Switch cartridges. But
okay.
there is like a Microsoft store or a PSN store. It's called like the Nintendo Online Store, where you
Okay,
can
same idea.
buy games like that. Yeah.
And just download it that way directly.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really good solution. I think a lot of people will play that like I said on a commute like to work or whatever.
Hmm.
Throw it in. You have your phone in your pocket.
Yep. There you
Put
go.
that in. If you're saying if it's gonna be about the same size as a Android phone or whatever
Yep.
or iPhone, like most people carry around those things anyway. It will probably be a little heavier, but nothing too crazy. Like
Yeah. Exactly. So
and
there you
because
go.
like yeah, the Switch is like to carry it around. Like if you don't have like a bag or something with you, would be cumbersome because it's you can't fit it in your back pocket or anything like that. So this
Hmm.
thing would be it's a really good solution for people that are just casual gamers or something like that.
Yep.
That's cool.
It's a it's an awesome piece of hardware, and I'm honestly thinking about getting one just because of the D-pad and because like you can never have too many Nintendo Switches. So
Now the thing with that might like because like gaming like on your phone, you have like the screen and you have to like tap the
yeah,
screen movement. Does this thing have like an actual? So you said it's a D-pad, so does that actually have
yeah. So imagine
like
like a phone, but it has like the Joy Cons. You know what the Joy Cons look like the red and
yeah,
blue things.
yeah,
Yeah. So it
yeah.
basically has those, but they're like hardwired in. You can't remove them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, no, yeah, that makes sense.
it's got
Okay, cool. Yeah.
analog sticks and buttons and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, that's good. That's cool because I know you can get like attachments for your smartphone that have like triggers and handles and stuff like that if you wanted to play more advanced games other than just the basic like Flappy Bird or whatever.
Yep.
Like so that just makes it so you don't have to use battery on your phone, don't have to worry about using data,
Mhm.
anything like that. Like I think that's a really cool idea. That's
Yep.
awesome.
There you go.
Like Nintendo thumbs up Nintendo. Good job.
You did it. So we're actually gonna move on to a game release before because I was like I went like this with the finger because there is development of mobile gaming peripherals but we're gonna move on to something else. Do you know the? I don't know if you ever played this as a kid. Do you know the game Monkey Ball Junior?
Yeah, I played there. You'll it was a it was a Game Boy Advance game.
Yep. So they're making a new
Yeah,
one, supposedly.
yeah.
Yep. So a new
For this new console,
just in
or
general.
oh, cool.
Yep. So I think it was Sega. Sega was the one that released it. Um, S- Super Monkey Ball.
Sega.
Yeah, it was Sega. Yeah. So Super Monkey Ball is headed to the Nintendo Switch. Whether or not it will be a remake, whether or not it will be a new game, we'll never know. Or well,
Mhm.
we won't know for now. But apparently, according to this tweet, for Switch, PS4, and PC. So apparently, Xbox is getting left out of this shit. Which I
Oh, so it's going through. Yeah, because I remember the original I played on my Game Boy SP.
hmm which is strange to me. Why would you leave out Xbox? Xbox has still got a market. Like, why would you leave
I
out
don't.
that?
I've seen that through time. Sometimes I don't. I can't pinpoint exact games or anything like that, but I can remember commercials where for whatever reason, maybe it's just a contract behind the scenes or something like that. They just said no, F you Xbox, like
Yep.
whatever reason.
Which is a shame for me because I love Xbox and I 100%
Or
would have been like Monkey Ball Junior.
maybe it didn't come out on the very original Xbox, so they're not gonna remake it for this one for
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, I guess. But the thing
That
is,
might
like,
be.
most game companies have been transferring their IPs to Xbox, PlayStation, wherever it hasn't been before. Crash Team Racing was a PlayStation exclusive. Now it's
Yep.
on Xbox. Same with Crash
Huh.
Bandicoot. Same with, I think Spyro as well. Like, a lot of these
Yeah,
games.
Spyro I think was a yeah. I'm pretty sure it was an exclusive.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got a lot of these games that are now being transferred in between different things. Octopath Traveler, the game that I played a lot of that was a Nintendo Switch exclusive, now is on PC. And I hope to
hmm
God that it comes to Xbox because god damn, I want to play through that game again. I want to get achievements on it. I want to fucking beat it again. I love that game. So let's hope. I'm totally down to buy another copy of Octopath
I
Traveler for Xbox.
I love the like little kid excitement you get when it comes to certain games, man. You get this like you get like the little like the big like anime eyes and like like the yeah.
Like this, yeah, this face.
Oh yeah. Oh over games like to me it, okay, I can rewatch a movie over and over again.
Mhm.
I can read a book maybe once or twice, but like a game, I beat it once. I might play it again on a different difficulty, but
Mhm.
I don't go back and I don't have the same like hypeness about beating a game and get achievement hunting and stuff like that as you do. So it's just I just find it so like hilarious and
Mhm.
awesome at the same time on how hyped you get on like going back and especially you were saying I don't remember what game you were saying before you have three copies of the same game. Like I think it was Left
Borderlands.
4 Dead or Borderlands, right?
Yep. Borderlands 2.
Like
I have it on PC. I have it on Xbox 360. I have it on Xbox One.
like
Um, and I almost had it on PS4. Actually, I think I do have it on PS4. I think it came out for free on PS4, so I got it again. So
yeah, see like that's crazy. I like the most the closest thing I ever do is buy like a Blu-ray of a movie and it comes with a digital copy as well, so I'll like download it onto my computer or my phone or whatever.
yep.
Like I find that so I don't know, I just find it so funny that you go into such big hype over a game that
Honestly,
you buy it multiple times just to see if it's slightly different on different mechanics
mhm.
or what.
I usually like I liked Octopath Traveler as like a console game more than like a mobile game. So honestly, if exclusives didn't exist, I probably would stick with Xbox because I've been with them the longest, and they are
Mhm.
like one of the only things that have achievements. Nintendo has no such thing as achievements; they just do it for fun. And
Mhm.
PlayStation definitely doesn't have achievements.
They have
PlayStation
yeah,
they
they
have
have trophies.
trophies, but
Yeah.
what's cooler, having 30 trophies or 80,000 gamer score, even though it's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
equivalent at all.
Yeah. I remember when because you there wasn't such thing as that in the PS2, and I remember when the PS3 came out. That's like that was their like competitive thing. It was like they named it something
Yeah.
different and stuff like that. And there's like bronze, silver, and gold level of trophies, but
Mhm.
like even me, like because I had 360 and a PS3, and yeah, I liked that bleep bloop that comes up with Xbox. The
Hmm.
achievement show up, like that. That's where it comes from. The achievement is from Xbox, right?
Hmm. Yeah, the I wanted to go back to one of your points before we moved on. You
Yeah.
said like replaying games and stuff like that for achievements.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will go through frustration for some fucking achievements. I played Doritos Crash Course, which is a Wipeout-esque style game where you have to like dodge obstacles and stuff like that. You have to get gold medals on every single level, and there's 3 levels. There's America, there's Europe, and there's Japan. And god damn, those Japan levels are fucking so stupid. I hate them. It's like if you mess up once, your run is screwed. You have to
Yeah.
restart at the beginning, and there's no like instant restart back at the beginning. You have to hit 2 buttons, and then it takes about 10 to 15 seconds to get back into the game, so you get even more infuriated. But then when you finally do it, you're like, it wasn't like, yeah, I did it. It was more like, fucking finally, I don't have to beat this fucking game anymore. Just like throw my controller at the TV, throw some middle fingers at it, and fucking walk away. But yeah, I will go through hell for some achievements. I one day I was playing Battlefield 1942, and the last achievement I needed was play 100 matches, not win, just play. So what
Yeah.
I did, I was still in high school, so I had to read a book for class. So I took the controller into my room, which was in a completely different room, mind you. I turned off the TV. I put the controller down on my bed, and I sat on my bed reading my book, and I just used my foot to tap the A button. So I didn't
Just
get
so you don't kicked out.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't get kicked out for just for inactivity. And I would just keep jumping, and nobody would really care. I wasn't kicked or anything. There was no report system, so I just kept hitting the button with my foot, and I got the achievement, and I was like, cool. It was really
That's
well
an easy.
deserved. It was easy.
That's yeah, that's a unique way of doing it. Yeah, easy way instead of
I'm smart about it.
just for the just for the fact of getting the achievement. That's hilarious.
Okay, let's move on to some Microsoft stuff. So this next one is a little bit controversial, actually. So Microsoft will now start deleting accounts after 2 years of inactivity. So
Fair
meaning,
enough. Free some space.
yeah, exactly. So the company's cutting its grace period for inactive accounts significantly. So you have 2 years, otherwise your account is gone. Uh, if
That's
your account will be safe from deletion if you've made purchases on it, if you have an active subscription to any service through it, or you've got a real money balance remaining. In other words, if you ever spent money on the account, you're probably safe.
I
So
guess that makes sense for like people that like forgot their maybe they forgot their account, they forgot their password or whatever and couldn't reset it and then said fuck it, so created a new one,
mhm.
right? And
Yeah,
then it's just inactive. It's just sitting there.
yeah, exactly. So all those accounts that are like, oh, I never play Xbox, but maybe one day I will, but you have a ton of games on there. Those games will still be there, and that account will still be there. It's just for the extra accounts that are using up names and storage space. Like the username is just like if the real gamer 1337 is out there somewhere and you want that, but some asshole took it as some like stupid account name, but they don't have anything on that account. And they haven't played it in 5 years. Boom, gets the axe. That name is freed up. If you've been waiting for that name, boom, congratulations. The real gamer 1337, you've done it. Congratulations. Like,
Sorry, can I just make a small comment on that? That just made me think of something.
what's up?
In Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
when they first go see Thor and they're playing Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
the character that he's yelling at is Noob Master 69.
Mm-hmm.
After an Endgame came out, that name got taken within like instantly. Someone went and bought the game. Like there were so many people that were trying to get that name on Xbox or Microsoft, whatever it was,
How
but so many people
that's
tried getting that name.
that seems
Like
ridiculous to me because the only reason that seems ridiculous to me is not that the fact that people would do it. Obviously, people were going to do it. The
yeah,
fact that that name hasn't been taken. New
Take-
Master 69? That's a
Yeah.
classic. You have the 69, you have Noob, and you have Master. So, like,
yeah.
how has the name not been taken yet? Especially by, like, all the 10-year-olds that fucking play Fortnite.
I have a feeling that it probably would have been just a generic name that Marvel just kind of picked out at random. Just
Yeah.
something that sounds like a gamer tag, and it's just something that was already picked from all the years of like WoW or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, there you
Anyway,
go.
yeah, continue. I just wanted to mention that because like that made me think of that.
hmm But yeah, let's move on a little bit. So let's move on to the next piece. So you were talking about game peripherals for your phone, right?
Yeah,
Let's move
that
on
was.
to the Xbox's idea. Microsoft's prototype for Xbox controller for phones looks ideal for xCloud. xCloud being basically their Google Stadia, as we mentioned in the last podcast.
Yep.
So they're experimenting with it. So you're gonna have like an Xbox controller pad on each side of the phone, and it will basically be like a regular Xbox controller. So this is what the pictures look like, and it looks amazing. So imagine Xbox controller, except instead of it being like the regular shape, imagine it being probably like half a centimeter each way squished in, and
Mm-hmm.
then about a centimeter or two longer on each side. So you're basically playing like this,
Yeah.
and your phone's in the middle of it. Like that would be insane. That would be so cool. Like that would make me play games on my phone so much more. If I got
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft on my phone, I would definitely be using those peripherals for that.
I do want to get something like that because, as I've mentioned before, when we were talking about some of our current games and favorite games,
Mm,
a game that I am playing is Marvel's Contest of Champions, and I really liked the like Mortal Kombat games, but you can't. It's really hard to play them. Like the mobile version of them is like a tap 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 tap, and it's
yeah.
hard to control with your thumb.
Yep.
So if you could kind of find like an actual game that's still a mobile game they can actually use the controller, like that would be that would make it so much better. Like make it so much easier.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's one game that'll definitely take advantage of it. Fortnite would definitely take advantage of it. PUBG Mobile would definitely take advantage of it. Like, there's so many good things, and with XCloud being developed, like it's such a good move. So, Xbox is working around the clock, and what I gotta say is, PlayStation, where you at? Where you at, PlayStation? Because legit, I haven't seen them do anything.
Yeah,
They dropped
especially since
PSN like a
yeah,
dollar in some areas, and they raised it a dollar in some areas.
yeah,
Like, what are you guys doing?
especially since like uh Sony they make like Android phones. Like they're a couple phone like that they're a company that makes phones.
Hmm
LG like Microsoft like the Microsoft phone is it launched no one liked it. Like
Yeah,
how is it that Microsoft is in this gaming slash phone market better than Sony is?
yeah. Considering that Sony had one of the best years last year with gaming, like games like Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption, too. Some of these like amazing storytelling games, God of War. They had all these great games. Why aren't they capitalizing on it? Why aren't they getting into the market? Why weren't they at E3? Like, why it just seems like they're not doing anything right now. But hopefully what this means is it means they'll come back swinging with like something huge. Like, you guys wanted like PS5, boom, here's PS5, but it actually plays like a PS6. You know that, oh, those 8K graphics that Xbox Scarlet was promising you? Boo hoo, welcome to 16K. You physically can't even see the fucking screen without an actual TV. Like, you
Yeah.
want to play a game? Boom, instant matchmaking. Oh, you thought load times were bad? Boom, it actually gives you money every time there's supposed to be a load time. Fuck you, Microsoft, suck my dick. And like that's what I'm hoping happens, because
Especially the suck my dick part.
yeah, exactly. I hope so. I hope Mark Sony says suck my dick somewhere. Like, please, just go on a podcast and be like, Phil Spencer, you can suck my big hairy balls. You know?
Get on that, Joe Rogan. You got this.
There you go. So let's move on a little bit. I found this article that says Internet Safety Charity wants kids who play online to include their parents. From what I'm reading, we're encouraging parents to do something that may well go against their nature and have to have a go, get involved. With an overwhelming majority of children playing online games right now, it has become a part and parcel of growing up in the digital age. So the website talks about the risks of young people gaming online, including the concerns of speaking with strangers, trolling, bullying, and video game addiction. And I have to agree with this. I have to absolutely say, if your child is doing anything online, and that means watching YouTube videos, browsing the internet, like playing video games especially, you need to make sure that they are being like monitored, that they are being supervised, because one false move and boom, thousands of dollars down the drain. Boom, your kid is now talking with a stranger who wants him to fly out to a different part of your country to basically rape him. Like not everyone is like that, of course, but
Not that extreme,
not that
but
extreme.
yeah.
I've met tons of people who I'm like, I have met people who like I got to know over the past few years, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe one day I will go and meet these guys because they are pretty funny. They are cool guys, and I want to meet them.
Hmm.
Like, but if there is trolling and stuff going on, I want to make sure that everyone's in on the joke and it's not at someone's expense. Or if it is at someone's expense, at least they think it's funny. But if for younger kids who don't understand that, you definitely need to be involved. Like when I'm playing with my little cousins or anything, I have to make sure that that we all understand that this is just a game. And if food was being called, I'm like, okay, pause the game, let's go get food. And then if my cousins are like, no, 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 let's finish the game, it's like, we can pause this game, we can eat, and then come back and finish it. If it was like 2 minutes and then we were finished, fine. But we're like 10 minutes away from finishing. We're not going to lose our progress. We're going to go eat. Because that's when the food is hot and ready. People are waiting upstairs for us to come pray. So let's fucking go eat, and then we will continue this later. That's a very important thing that I try to teach them.
Yeah, like I see like why you'd want, especially why you would want to do that, because you need to get like families involved and stuff like that. Sometimes it could be quite difficult,
Mhm.
because you're not gonna have a freaking you working a 10 or 12-hour day and then come home and then just want to watch your kid play video games, or you're gonna
Yep.
want to actually spend time with them or
Mhm.
something like that, right?
Yep.
So and sometimes it can be like a distraction because like every generation has always had the here kids watch this movie or here play together, do something like that, right?
Yep.
But you should probably like it depends on the extent. Like you could have like um E10 games and just play them uh solo or whatever instead of all the time online, because there's a lot of like negativity and everything online
Yeah.
with and cyberbullying and everything like that, right?
Mhm.
So it it definitely makes sense to why you would want to put some of these kind of like regulations, quote unquote, almost into it,
Mhm.
but it'd be very hard to kind of fully implement and for people to actually do it, and it also leans into a little bit of a K government, like gaming companies or whatever. Don't tell me how to raise my kids. I'm gonna raise my own kids in my own way. Like
Yep.
you're gonna get that backlash all the time too, right?
Mhm. So yeah,
It,
we totally agree that this should definitely be happening. I know I'm going to be a part of my kids' gaming careers or whatever they want to do with their life, and that's what every parent should be doing. They shouldn't be like, "Oh, gaming? Oh, it's harmless." It's like, no, playing an offline game can be harmless. Like depending on the game too,
mhm.
because the game could have graphic content that you don't want them to see, could have swear words or stuff like that. If they're playing like some Disney game that's rated E for everyone and it's only offline, I really don't have to worry about them like beyond the fact that either they're gaining rude manners because they're not listening to me, or like they're addicted to the game,
Mhm.
which rarely happens from what I know.
Yeah.
But like if they start playing an online game like Fortnite or Call of Duty or something, I have to be watching them and
Yeah.
stuff like that and getting involved. And I can understand that parents don't want to get involved because it's like, oh, it's a brand new world and I don't know too much about it and blah 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 blah. It's like, just do it. Just get involved.
And
Just jump into somewhere new and try to bond with them, because if you can't learn from yourself, they'll teach you, and then you can teach them some things, and it goes back and forth, and it not only is safer for everyone, but it creates a stronger bond between parent and child. So
yeah, that's like I know Nintendo was definitely going towards like that. That's why like PlayStation and Xbox, like they're the bigger like multiplayer games, online, Call of Duty, whatever,
yep.
right? But Nintendo's bigger on that family aspect, and they were launching. I remember seeing something. It was literally like a leg like they have like Lego things, like you build your own Lego character and you put that onto the platform, then that character comes in,
Yep.
stuff like that, and it's a family type thing. Or there was like it was like a cardboard box. I don't remember. Like you could literally build like a fishing
Oh,
line or
Nintendo
whatever.
Labo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I saw things like that's really unique stuff. Like if you wanted to do specifically for playing as a family and getting like Nintendo is perfect for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Getting into the Wii or whatever and playing like dancing games or whatever, right? Like that's where it's really amazing. But it would be difficult if you only have a PlayStation or an Xbox
Mm-hmm.
because those consoles are more towards someone
Hardcore.
like you, hard gaming community that's gonna be playing online time or whatever, or even if you're playing a solo game, it's still for the most part they don't come out with as many child and or family friendly games as
Yeah.
like Nintendo would.
Like when I'm looking at the E3 stuff, when I was looking at the E3 list, there really wasn't much that included like non-violence and anything that was super non-graphic. There were only a few games that really caught my eye. That was like, oh, The Way of the Woods was one of them. But other than that, there really wasn't. Like I remember Super Lucky's Tale like a long, long time ago, like 2016, that came out, and that was like a kid's game that I wanted to play with my cousins. But other than that, it was like, cool, the new Call of Duty, the new Gears of War, the new Halo, the new fucking whatever, blah blah blah. Like there's barely any games like that, so you gotta be careful with what your kids are playing.
Like for every Little Big Planet, there's 5-10 freaking shooter games or assassin games or world or freaking it's really difficult.
Yeah, it's really difficult to find those games, but Nintendo is the greatest place to start. Even the like violent games like Zelda Breath of the Wild, they're like teen because they really don't show blood. They're really cartoony and fun.
Yeah.
So like start with those games if you're gonna if they want to play like violent games. If you want to like non-violent games like that, play Golf It. I heard Golf It is a game where you golf.
No, Jayden. Do you know what you
Mario?
do? Push your kids into Mortal Kombat and do the bone breaker moves and rip someone's head off.
Oh my god.
That's what you gotta do, because video games are violent and that's what you need.
Okay, well, I want you to hold on to that Mortal Kombat thought because we're going to move on to our next topic. Non-Mortal Kombat, but there's been a lot of controversy around smoking. So a lot of people are
good. Smoking's terrible for you.
Smoking's terrible for you, exactly. So there's been a lot of controversy around things like Stranger Things 3 being like, yeah, there's a lot of smoking in it. That's not okay. And there's been fights from both sides saying like there shouldn't be this much smoking, and they're just like there should be this much smoking. It's like smoking's bad for you. But it's like smoking was part of the 80s. A lot of kids started smoking back when they were like 13.
Yeah.
Smoking was like done before bed, after sex, on the job. Like there was a lot going on with smoking. So the popular game franchise Gears of War, like the new Gears of War 5 will remove all smoking references due to the boss of Coalition, Rod Ferguson. He said, "I've seen firsthand the devastating impact of smoking. It's always been important for me to not use smoking as a narrative device, which is why we made the conscious choice to avoid highlighting or glorifying smoking in Gears 5 and throughout the Gears of War universe moving forward." So
fair enough, because like didn't the main character he has a cigar, right?
He's got a cigar with him most of the time.
Yeah, but like but those are completely different arguments though. Like this is a game that's kind of moving forward. It's just one character, whatever. If he doesn't have his cigar on him, it doesn't change the gameplay at all.
Yeah.
But Stranger Things is set in the 80s, or is it 70s? It might be. I don't remember.
I think it was 80s.
80s. Okay. Anyway, where exactly like it's part of the narrative. It's how things actually happened back then, because they didn't know about how bad it was. So it's not like they're literally telling kids nowadays to freaking start doing it. It's just it kind of helps tell the story a little bit. So it's depends on the medium that you're talking about, and because I know like smoking is terrible. You shouldn't do it at all. Like I don't agree with it whatsoever. But if it's just there as part of the narrative, it kind of makes sense. It's where I kind of lie on it.
It makes sense, but I feel like hopefully we're gonna get to a point where smoking is just ruled out. But I do think it could stay in media for a little bit, just because, like, even if there are kids who are highly impressionable and stuff like that, there usually is a character that says you should probably stop smoking, and it's then like the character who's smoking is like, you could probably eat my asshole, and then like he dies from fucking smoking too much, or like the cigarette accidentally goes into a gas canister, he fucking blows up or some shit like that. Like, there's repercussions for your smoking actions. So
Mm-hmm.
I hope they can find a nice balance of, let's not take it out of media entirely because of the safety reasons, but let's regulate it to the point where it's not impacting people as much.
Yeah.
Because I think smoking is like a form of badassery in some cases, and it makes sense for some people. Like Winona Ryder in Stranger Things, she smokes because she's stressed the fuck out. Her child has been infected by a demon. Like, she needs something to cope, and alcohol is definitely not the right solution. Smoking isn't either by any
Yeah, I was
means.
gonna say, I'm like,
Yeah, like, that's dangerous territory, but smoking's not the right thing either. But like,
just the way, yeah,
it's
and
just the way stress is.
and again, it was part of the culture back then.
Exactly, right? So it makes sense. So, like, hopefully we get into the point where hopefully it's not like, oh yeah, you're in the 70s and the 80s, but there's no smoking.
Yeah.
Is this bit set in another universe? No, it's the same universe. There's just no
Yeah.
smoking. Why not? It's like, well, because we didn't want it to be a part of the time back then. We didn't want to influence people. It's like, you're creating an unrealistic universe at that point.
Mm-hmm. If it has nothing to do with the narrative, then don't include it. But if it actually like reflects the character, then
Or the
put it in.
time period.
Yeah. What do you guys think about putting smoking into media? And is it actually important to cut it out altogether, or do you want it still in if it is relative to the story and or timeline?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments or on Twitter.
Yeah, we'd love to have a discussion with you guys about it. So let's move on a little bit. So the next thing, former Rockstar Games developer spills the beans on Bully 2. So do you know the game Bully?
I heard of it. I never played it. It's like they're in high school or something like that, right?
Mm. Yeah, you play as a kid who goes to some private school, who is left there by his mom, and his new stepdad, who is a school for bad boys, and he has to basically try to overrun the school and become the king of the school.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
So that was a beloved game by lots of people, and I've watched several playthroughs of that game. But apparently, Bully 2 was canceled, even though that they were working on it a lot. So let's hope that it comes back to fruition. Developer notes say that they believe the project has been canceled, but they're not 100% sure of this. It's possible the project they worked on was canceled, but it's also possible it morphed into something else or has been revived. So this article was basically useless for the most part, from what I just read.
Yeah. Kind of sort of working on it. Maybe it's still working on it. We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. Someone said, since Rockstar has never officially acknowledged Bully 2, I definitely can't say one way or another, said the former Rockstar New England developer. I definitely can't say that I worked on it for several months before the project was canceled, nor could I talk about the pranks or climbing system I definitely wasn't working on. So apparently there's the new prank and climbing system in the game. So hopefully something goes down with that. Let me just read through this. He doesn't want the mighty power of the Rockstar Games legal team coming down on the poor dev. The SWEGTA made sure the developer is indeed who this person says he is, and it said the developer is legit. For example, the developer just appear in the credits of the first game. For what it's worth, I've dealt with him in the past, and they're very good at what they do, which is digging up information pertaining to Bully 2 and Rockstar Games. In other words, they are a reliable source. They said, yeah, basically it looks like if Bully 2 is real in development, there's a decent chance it's a next-gen game unless Rockstar announces it this fall, which rumblings on the internet have suggested will happen, but as you know, you can never trust the internet's rumblings. So, maybe it's basically, will this game come out? Yes or no?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all a guess. But it's fucking dumb. But anyways, let's move on.
Just a big article about, hey, here's something about this new game that is maybe coming out.
Maybe going to happen.
I don't know. Like,
it sounds like a clickbait article. Like Bully 2 is something people wanted. It literally is titled former Rockstar game developer spills the beans on Bully 2. So yeah, that's definitely like a clickbait article.
Yeah.
But, it's still cool enough to the part where I'm just like, yeah, maybe it'll happen. Who knows? So, yeah.
Maybe kind of, sort of.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next article. Female streamer exposes sexist and racist abuse received during match. So this stuff is kind of disgusting. Like, so the game that they were playing was Overwatch. So most females that play Overwatch, as the stereotype, they play Mercy. They play a character who doesn't shoot or anything. She heals her teammates and helps teammates out and stuff like that. So this female was not playing Mercy, and a male team member responded with, "I'm sorry, I'm the only one who's going to say this. Can you get on Mercy?" And apparently, when he was challenged by the streamer who asked if this was how the players treated every female player in the games, she was told to shut the fuck up and make them sandwiches. So they just made a sexist remark to get her back into the kitchen. She was just not having a good time. She was playing Hanzo, which is an offensive bow and arrow character, and she was getting flamed for this shit because she was not playing a female healer character that most other females play. And this is disgusting because what the fuck? How do you say this shit?
How much is part of that almost sounds like trolling though, because how many people are still sexist like that this day and age?
A lot of gamers. You would be surprised.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was gonna say because it's pretty hard to with how big so much Me Too so much things are in 2018, 2019, and everything. I was kind of surprised that people are still that big of assholes.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of assholes like that. There are a lot of people who mistreat women and stuff like that. There was even a tweet from this guy that's saying, "Imagine still being racist and sexist in 2019. I'm going to hope that all of them are just teens acting out over summer break. Doesn't make it right, but I'm hoping these aren't adults." So yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping too, that these are teenagers that will soon learn the error of their ways.
Yeah.
Every teenager has done and said stupid shit, but they've learned the error of their ways, and they've moved on, and they've become better people for it. Let's hope it's the same with these guys, because if they don't do that, then they're fucked. I remember I watched an H3HD video. You know what VidCon is?
Yeah.
So at VidCon, there was this Instagram influencer who had 20,000 followers or something. He went up to a security guard who wasn't letting him into the building because he didn't have a pass or whatever, and was saying, "You're ugly as fuck, you should kill yourself, what are you wearing? I make way more money than you, I should be let in, you don't talk to me like I'm a dog, you don't talk to me like I'm a peasant." And then he repeatedly said to him, "You're a peasant," and stuff. So he's being very hypocritical and garbage, and it's how are you letting this shit go to your head? How are you being this disrespectful to another human being? Come on.
Because
he's doing his job.
Because teenager, never mind. No, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole of age distance, because I'm not that much older than these people.
But
and I keep on wanting to call it being cause you dumbass fucking kids, but that doesn't, because you're that same age group and I'm barely older than it, so I don't want to blame it on but it's just people are idiots and assholes, and why do you have to just be nice to people? Stop being assholes.
It's just human indecency.
Yeah.
Which is the stupidest part. So why can't you just be decent to each other? It doesn't make any logical sense. But I guess we'll never know.
Because people being rude is what gets popular and gets views on YouTube or Instagram or whatever you're posting on. That's the type of shit people like, because people like that and they'll laugh at it or whatever. And instead of reacting like you and I are about the stop being an asshole, stop being dumb, people like doing dumb shit.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking be nice to people, always be excellent. Bill and Ted,
Yeah, that's the controlling idea.
Yeah, there you go. The controlling idea. Just fucking be nice to each other. Don't let the little amount of fame go to your head. Spread positivity instead of negativity, you fucking morons. So just fucking
we need more Keanu Reeves in our lives.
Yeah, we need more pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should
the pineapple on pizza video.
Yeah,
where Keanu Reeves explains that it's in the eye of the beholder, and no side is right and no side is wrong. Sometimes he does like pineapple on pizza, sometimes he doesn't. But guess what? neither side is fucking wrong. Just get
Such a
that through your
yeah.
head. Like, sorry, I like an A&W burger more than a McDonald's burger. Does that make me stupid? No, it doesn't. It just means I prefer this taste over this taste.
Yeah.
That's like, if you're saying, like, I prefer eating dog shit compared to this
Cat shit.
Yeah. Okay, no. I prefer eating literal dog shit compared to a McDonald's chicken burger. Like,
Then you
fucked
might be
up.
a little weird.
You might be a little weird, but like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
How does it affect me?
yeah, exactly, right? Just because someone else likes pineapple on pizza doesn't mean that you should be like, no, no one should have pineapple on pizza.
That's
Like, we had a fucking pizza lunch today, and like one of them was like, oh, we didn't get Hawaiian. It's like, yeah, nobody likes pineapple on pizza. It's like, I would have
Some
enjoyed
people do.
pineapple on pizza.
yeah.
It's like,
I like
well,
Hawaiian.
it's wrong. It's like, I still would have enjoyed it. Like, are you really going to be that much of an asshole to me because I like pineapple on pizza? I don't mind pineapple on pizza. I will eat pizza with pineapple on it or not, but I'm not going to be like, hey, since I'm ordering the pizza, all I'm going to order is pineapple on pizza. So, sorry if you guys don't like pineapple on pizza. So,
How did we get to this rabbit hole? Oh, that was my fault. Sorry. That's because I brought up Keanu Reeves. My
Fucking-
bad.
follow Keanu Reeves' words of wisdom. Sometimes people like pineapple on pizza. Sometimes they don't. Like,
Words to live by.
Words to live by. It's all in the eyes of the beholder. I can't even remember what we were talking about before. I'm so tired.
People being assholes,
Yeah.
and I said that we need more Keanu in this world.
Yeah, exactly. We need more calmness like Keanu.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need more guys buying fucking shops for people. So, there's that. Anyways, let's move on. So, we're going to move into the movie and TV show kind of stuff. So, we're going to move on to this article, which says Netflix announces animated Cuphead series. So, Cuphead was a old run and gun shooter reminiscent of like old style cartoons back in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And it's getting its own series called The Cuphead Show. It will be produced by Netflix Animation and was announced on Tuesday. So it'll revolve around Cuphead and Mugman, like always. It doesn't really say too much. There is a poster, which I'll show on screen right now for all of those watching. The Cuphead Show, Netflix, also starring Mugman. It's a Netflix original series, so I'm excited to see how this comes out. Because Cuphead was an amazing game with a unique art style. Let's hope that they can keep going on to this and create an awesome art style for the Netflix series with an awesome story that's not just copying pasting what the game had to offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like they do have success. Like Netflix is the Disney of streaming, right?
Yep.
Even though Disney's making their own streaming service anyway.
Yeah.
But like they're the juggernaut, so they know what they're doing. So if they obviously know if there's going to be an audience for this, like, they'll probably put it on the front of the page like they do with everything that's a Netflix original, because they're starting to lean towards like basically just, for the most part, just Netflix originals, and they're getting not as many like old shows. Like they'll still keep like Friends and How I Met Your Mother and Family Guy, because those are, some people come in just for those shows or something like
They're
that, right?
actually getting rid of Friends.
They just bought bought them for 200 million.
Oh, like Disney or Netflix?
No, Netflix.
I thought they got. Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking of The Office. Whoops.
Yeah, Office. Yeah, they're getting rid of The Office.
They're getting rid of The Office.
Yeah, no, they rebought. They rebought Friends for $200 million.
Yep. So,
but anyway, my point being is that like they will definitely do show well enough, and people will watch it because anyone watches anything on Netflix.
Yep. So, let's hope this show is actually good, but let's hope that they don't get rid of too much also on Netflix, because they remove Friends, they're gonna remove a huge chunk of their audience. So,
Yeah, that's why they never will.
yep. So let's move on to movies before we move on to our next topic, because this has been going on for a long time. Mortal Kombat movie reboot is R-rated and has fatalities.
What?
Yeah.
They're doing a Mortal Kombat reboot?
Apparently, yeah.
That's dope. Because
Mhm.
like with modern day graphics and everything like that, the thing, okay, that'd be good, but I'm gonna wait until I see a trailer for it. Actually, I think because Mortal Kombat is one of my favorite games,
Mhm.
but I did see the original '70s movie. It would be difficult to turn that game into a movie, even nowadays.
Yeah.
So honestly, it would probably be better as like a web series or a TV show, like the
Mhm.
small like that web series that came out a couple of years ago. That was decently well created. Um, that was based around Scorpion and Sub-Zero's life, where
Mhm.
the movie was based around Johnny Cage. Well,
Mhm.
actually, yeah, I think that'd be unique. It would just be difficult to try to make it into an actual story where people just get into fights for whatever reason.
Yeah. So let's hope that they actually introduce a cool story, because I know they did that with the Injustice franchise. They introduced a different story with DC superheroes. So let's well, I don't know if interesting is the right word. I never played it and I didn't hear too much about it. So let's just hope that they don't fuck it up.
Injustice series, what do you mean?
Injustice, like the video
The
game.
game? Yeah, the
Yeah.
games. Those games are dope.
Yeah. I don't know how the story is though, so
It's basically there's this like pill that gives even humans like invulnerabilities and stuff like that. So like they get this technology from Krypton,
mhm.
and then like heroes that way like heroes like Green Arrow that has no um superhuman abilities like Superman can take a punch from
Mhm.
Superman without dying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the basic outline of the
That's
story
cool.
of Injustice.
I would definitely like watch that probably, or play it. I don't know. If it comes out on Ultimate Game Pass, I'll play it. I'll play it. But
It was
let's move on to the next topic, which is actually going to wrap up the gaming corner for me. Let's move on to the more exciting stuff. Who wants to raid Area 51?
do the Naruto run.
The Naruto run. So, the post that I found on July 12th said 400,000 people are
Yep.
ready to do it. The Facebook page called Storm Area 51 They Can't Stop All of Us, hosted by Shitposting Cause I'm in Shambles page and two other pages, now has 1.2 million going with 1 million interested, including myself, because it's a fucking meme, and the page is literally says on the page, yeah, don't think that we're actually doing it. This is just a shit post. But we know that there's going to be those fucking idiots that are like, yeah, this is real. We're all going to storm Area 51. You're going to have like 10,000 people show up there with fucking spears or something, and they're going to be like, yeah, let's attack them. And then,
Bang.
yep, they're all going to die. So,
But it would be so like yeah, it's so funny because like it's 100% fake and everything like that. But like imagine what is it what is it 4? So imagine like the
20th.
news or sorry, okay, 20th.
Hmm.
So imagine the news on September 21st when it's like holy shit, they actually did it.
Yeah.
Like imagine like just imagine if it actually comes to people actually trying to do it and then like thousands of people are dead. Like
just to,
or they actually succeed and the military gets fucked.
yeah, just imagine like reporters show up on the scene and they're like, well, there's fucking no one here. This is dumb. And they start packing up their stuff. And then you just see from over the mountain, you just see a bunch of people like running down and driving vehicles and stuff like that. Helicopters, like some people who own helicopters and stuff like that just coming towards them. And then you see the Area 51 guys just like start pulling out guns, light them up. And
Do you know what? It's totally the freaking battle from um Ready Player One at the very end of Ready Player One.
never saw it. I actually,
It ends with a giant battle of like so many like nostalgia like bunch of snatch out like game characters
Yeah,
like Master Chief and
Tracer from
Tracer
Overwatch.
from Overwatch, and the Iron Giant is a big character that's there, and
Hmm.
so it's a bunch of like nerds running toward, and then it's just like the government, they're like missiles and blow shit up.
Yeah. Hey man, the Iron Giant can do stuff. Tracer can do a lot, and Master Chief, as long as he's got as long as he's got Cortana and some bubble shields with him, he's gonna be just fine. But like,
Dude, watch the movie. It's a good movie.
I should have, but one day I will. It's so fucking dumb though. Like, who's actually going to do this? Honestly, like I joked about it with my
One
friends.
guy.
I'm like, all right, boys, where are we dropping? It's like, oh, we gotta drop the alien Chick-fil-A. And then we're like, nah, we gotta drop the alien armory and like bust out all the guns to free the aliens and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah.
I've had dreams and stuff about this. Like, what if they can actually pull this off? Just imagine. A million people show up. They will not nearly have enough bullets. It's gonna be like Infinity War, where all of the Chitauri or whatever are like running through the barricade and killing all of the Wakandans and stuff like that. It's gonna be like that except they won't have super soldiers. They might have a tank, but a bunch of people like storming a tank. As long as like one group makes it to the armory, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. But I guess
Oh my god.
we're gonna have to fucking have a podcast episode dedicated to this, and like news articles being like, yeah, so it's September 20th, a bunch of people went to Area 51 and now they're all gone. We literally don't know where they've gone. They were there for a second and then just gone.
How many of these million people are going to be live streaming the event? Just so many people just running with their phones.
Yeah, exactly, right? You're gonna have a bunch of people with backpacks. You're gonna have like that one streamer who's like really popular who does it for the memes and then gets shot, and then everyone's gonna be like, why didn't the US government kill them? They were just doing it for a meme. It's like, fuck you, they're trying to invade a US military base.
No trespassing. Yeah, I saw this post about it the other day. It was funny. It's like, let's storm Area 51. And it's like, you do realize that that's in America, right? There's more guns in America than there are people.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
You're gonna have one guy with 2 guns in each hand, a turret on his head, and gun boots. So when he runs out of ammo or he's on the ground, he's gonna be able to kick his boot and a pistol's gonna fire off. That's what's gonna happen. So
it's America.
There's America.
Get fucked.
Yeah. And this is in Nevada, by the way. You know what's near Nevada? Texas. Texas is near Nevada. So
what happens in Vegas gets fucked up because you're gonna die.
Yep, exactly. So anyways, any more comments on this ridiculous plan?
Who's joining me? Are we running? Are we going?
Are we dropping on the battle bus, dude?
Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna get a suit of armor. I'm gonna come in with my sword. I will get an energy sword, and we'll go charging. Let's go.
Dude, where's my Pokemon when I need them?
Yeah, really though.
Dude, legit, if there were Pokemon in this universe, there's no reason for military to exist.
Yeah, they'd be weapons.
Earthquake, boom, surf, tidal wave, frenzy plant, have a bunch of fucking vines, flamethrower. You'd have like an army of Charizards destroy stuff.
Yeah, the world would be fucked if Pokemon were real. Holy shit.
People would be so selfish. Like, you never see it in the games because they're like, oh yeah, it's a peaceful world. It's like, imagine if this were the real world. You'd have that one asshole with a Charizard that like comes in and torches someone's house because they're like, I thought you were cheating with my third ex-wife. Like, if I had a Pokemon, it would be like Blaziken or Greninja, and they would just be like a fighting partner. But, I have had daydreams where it's like, cool, that guy's like pissing me off. Yeah, I kicked the shit out of his car. My Blaziken beat the fuck out of it. It was unrecognizable. And then it's just like, oh, I'm in a fight? Cool, Blaziken came out and fucking fire punched him into a wall. He's dead now. He's unrecognizable because I cracked his skull in 5.
And you don't go to prison. It was your Pokemon that did it, not you.
Pokemon self-defense, man. They fight for their owner. It's like a dog, except way better than a dog. Pokemon are better than dogs.
Jayden, that's the quote of the day. Pokemon are better than
dogs. All right, let's move on to the last topic, which is what Davis is going to take away for us. So Davis, Batwoman.
Well, Batwoman's actually getting her own show, and which is like dope because so yeah, there's Supergirl and there's White Canary from Legends,
Hmm.
which are also like which are really popular characters from the in the Arrowverse, but a lot of people have been wanting this to happen. Like a lot of people wanted Batman in the Arrowverse, but they kind of got a Batwoman instead. And I honestly I watched the trailer earlier today and it looks like really good. Like it almost looks so it has like the uh dark slash campy feel of the CW DC shows like
Yeah.
Arrow, Flash, Legends, and all that,
Hmm.
with a little bit of like the more darker, more serious tone of like Titans of the DC Universe streaming service.
Hmm.
So like it's still set in the Arrowverse on the CW, but it's a little bit darker than all the other shows, which is good because it's a Batman property, so it should be darker and more I was gonna say nostalgic, but that is not the right word.
Hmm.
But just and the fight scenes in the trailer looks good and especially since they finally confirmed her in the was it the crossover? I do
Hmm.
believe. When did they introduce Batwoman? They introduced her in the Arrowverse crossover last year, I do believe. Um, and like a lot of people really liked it and it was really good. And honestly, I'm not a huge Batman fan, but I kind of like Batwoman better than I like Batman myself personally.
Hmm.
Which I'm gonna get hate on for for saying that because there are so many Batman fanboys out there because Batman is the original I'm a human without powers and
Yeah.
I could do it, but you
Yeah.
know, fuck, whatever, like that's dumb.
Hmm.
But I kind of like because I like the attitude of Batwoman better than Batman and stuff. Like her personality is just cooler to me.
Yeah.
So like I think that it's finally about time and it's good, and especially the fact that Arrow is getting into its final season this year. Like they're starting shooting the final season of Arrow, and now they're going to be jumping into a new show altogether. Like
Hmm.
that's a good way of kind of like continuing the flow of this whole of the whole Arrowverse. I wonder if it will still be called Arrowverse if Arrow's not involved anymore. I wonder. Anyway, that's
That's
going to
an
be unique. Most
interesting
likely.
question.
Yeah, most likely because it started with Arrow, but
Hmm.
um yeah, that I think there is the trailer online right now if you want to we're not going to play it, but if you want to show it we will have it available for people to watch
Yeah.
if you're interested.
We'll have the link in the description. So.
Yeah.
But,
That's all I can really think about to say about that right now
hmm.
because it's been going on and it looks good.
Yeah. Like I am interested to see how this actually goes and see what actually will happen in this universe because I like Batman. Batman is a cool superhero to me. I didn't really know much about Batwoman. I know Batgirl was a thing. I didn't know Batwoman and Batgirl were two different things. So.
Batwoman is the cousin of Batman. Batgirl is the daughter of um
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the relationship there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because Barbara Gordon was it's
That's
Barbara, right?
Batgirl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Barbara
Batgirl.
Gordon is Batgirl. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Batbra,
then what?
Batbra,
Batbra.
Batbra. It's
Um
Batbra, Batgirl.
but
Kill me.
yeah, oh and finally freaking Young Justice came back again too. I know that wasn't the main topic, but I still wanted to mention that like so if you don't really know about Young Justice, it started back in the earlier 2000s, maybe like 2010-ish. Um and it went for two seasons and then when DC Universe launched, it re-continued the Young Justice show um, which was it's a really good like animated like cartoon
Hmm.
done by Warner Brothers. And then it did like mid-season final type thing, and it was off the air. It was off for a few months, and now it came back a couple days ago. The new episodes of Young Justice came back too. So the okay, to say again, I am more of a Marvel fan, but there's a lot of stuff DC's starting to catch up.
Yeah.
In the cinematic world, still not so much, but like
No,
they're
they got a
like
long ways to go cinematic wise,
yeah,
but
yeah,
uh
TV shows and animation, like they're killing it.
I also think that they're ahead in video games because
Most likely.
they have a lot more Lego DC games. They had like
Yeah,
Lego Batman 1, 2, and 3. They had
that's a Warner Brothers thing though. That's because Lego. Well, I guess Lego does Marvel too.
Lego does Marvel
Yeah.
Superheroes 1 and 2. There's Lego DC Heroes. So and then there's also Injustice 1, Injustice 2, which I think is way better than Marvel versus Capcom,
Yep. It's
but that's all based on personal opinion. So
hmm yeah, and then there's like the Arkham games, like literally the like PS4 Spider-Man game that everyone loved is because they use basically the exact same fighting mechanics as the Arkham series from Batman.
yeah,
And those were one of the most popular, not just superhero games, but just games in general when they came out. The
yeah,
years
like
all the games came out. Like
hmm I beat Batman Arkham City and Return to Arkham Asylum, and I think those were pretty fun games, despite them being, in my opinion, unrealistic versions of Batman. Because you're like in the combat system, you could be fighting one guy, you could be punching one dude, and then if you want to punch and like kick another guy, you could jump like 10 feet in the air across the ground and just kick another guy. It's like that does not seem realistic
yeah,
without
but,
some sort of
Batman's
device.
been over exaggerated for years.
Yeah,
Like
so
he's not just but anyway, that's a whole thing with Batman.
I
Like
feel like we
that
could do a whole video based on that kind of stuff.
dude, if you want me to get into it, like I could go into a lot more than
We'll do it
like
one day. We'll get into it one day.
okay,
But today is
sounds
not
good.
that day. It is 1:40 a.m. as we're recording this. We've been going for 1 hour and 40 minutes. We started at midnight.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were very tired. But you know what? We had to
That's
do
the life.
that's the YouTuber life. That's the life we're going for.
Hmm
So we just wanted to take this time now to do a little bit of personal stuff. I'll let Davis open up first, and then I'll go afterwards.
Yeah. Going back to like um movie or Marvel stuff, like I'm finally gonna be going to see Far From Home because Spider-Man's my boy. I need to go see the new MCU, the official end to Phase 3 of the MCU, which is kind of weird. They didn't end it with Endgame. The Phase 3 ends with Far From Home, which is, but I guess it kind of still makes sense because it wraps it up a little bit with spoilers, the death of Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it yet, too bad. Good luck. um, but it looks good. I really liked Mysterio as a villain when with the games and that was younger.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely unique because he's like kind of magic but not really in real life, and like it seems like there's a way of like they've since Disney bought Fox. I wonder if like this is the movie that they somewhat start to introduce the X-Men slash Fantastic Four,
Mm-hmm.
or if they're gonna wait until Phase 4 to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely curious about it and see how much of a Spider-Man movie is it and how much of a like Marvel movie because like some things I like about Spider-Man is the fact that he's for the most part by himself. Like it's just a Spider-Man movie. Even though Far From Home or yeah, Far From Home, no, Homecoming, sorry, had um Robert had Iron Man in it still.
Yeah.
It was still mostly a Spider-Man movie
Mm-hmm.
compared to like it being an Avengers movie or like Civil War or something like that. Like so I like the character. There's a bunch of hype about it. It's getting great reviews. I'm getting pretty stoked for it. So Tuesday, boom, gonna go see it.
Hype.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to talk about it a little bit when I actually go see it and be stoked about it.
Yep. Anything else big or?
Let's see. Going to see the movie.
Gonna go get buffed.
Dude, I work out every day.
Yeah, I wish, dude. I haven't been bouldering in like 2 weeks.
Dude, I only weigh 120 pounds and I can bench 155. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that's like,
I know I can't do that.
No, I started working on the TV show already a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at a little bit of stuff here and there. I had a discussion with Eric. Him and I co-directed our short film back in April. We finally decided what we're gonna do with it.
Which is?
We're going to shelve it, like for now, instead of trying to rush it into any film festivals or anything like that. What we're probably gonna do is use it as like a proof of concept video, and then to hopefully get an actual producer behind it
Mm-hmm.
and make it into a real like indie film instead of a student film.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Look at that.
that's gonna be better come next summer. Hopefully that will actually come to fruition. It'll be better that way because it's a good story and everything like that. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I don't know what Eric wants us talking about it. Like we haven't discussed all of this yet. So yeah, but that's pretty good. Like that's my first, like, even though it was a co-director, it was kind of my directorial debut, I guess. Yeah, for a short film. So like we wanted to make it actually really good and actually better than what it actually is. So we're gonna hopefully be able to use this as like a proof of concept to get an actual good DP behind it, possibly an actual producer, get some money behind it to make it actually real.
Make it perfect. There you go.
Yeah,
Look at you go.
That's gonna be good.
That'll be awesome. Good to see.
But yeah, other than that, no, that's where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Personally, with me, I'm gonna get back into streaming. I just got my fall schedule for work, and I am pleased to announce that weekly streams are coming in hot. The longest I work till is like 2 in the afternoon on Fridays, but basically Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. shifts. So I'll basically be able to stream and do stuff throughout the day, make YouTube videos, stuff like that. Gonna be trying to get some more editing done, gonna get some graphic content, probably update channel art, shit like that. Other than that, not much. Might apply to U of A business and hopefully get some other stuff going on. So prepare for stuff like that and prepare for a lot more content coming your way, especially from us, because we decided to stream. First time. So we decided to play actually Halo 3 and some NHL 19. And NHL 19, despite being an AA game, the simplicity of it was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed our time with it, and I hope you guys will enjoy what we're going to put out for you guys, because god damn, we were fucking laughing our asses off.
Yeah, like, I had to get a little bit of nostalgia feels with playing Halo 3, because I know it's not super popular nowadays, but it was still fun. I actually didn't do as bad as I thought I was going to do. But that first game, without going into like too much detail onto the podcast here, but that first game that we played of NHL was just
pure fun,
just joy. Like it's back to that couch, like sitting in the living room before, like even before like online gaming and stuff like that was a thing. Like it was just two friends, playing a game and like just having a good time.
There you go. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to check all of our links as well as all the links for the articles that we have been reading off of down in the description below. And we will hopefully see you guys on the next episode of the Multimedia Madness podcast. And make sure you guys check out all of our new content coming your way.
Come meet us outside Area 51, September 20th.
September 20th, we're holding a meetup.
Yeah, we'll go for one. We'll get a couple of beers beforehand, smoke a little bit of weed, and just fucking go.
Dude,
Let's
I don't
go,
know if
guys.
weed's gonna be the best choice for. We gotta save that for the aliens. We'll get some coke. You know?
Okay, yeah, gotta get hyped up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go! But anyways, that's gonna be it for us. Ciao, guys.
All right, bye, guys.
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be in the description.